Schroeder. I'm the founder of the Ascended Master Teaching Foundation, which has a central office in Mount Shasta. Welcome to the lecture series, The Ascended Masters Answer the Fundamental Questions of Life. This lesson is entitled Lesson 12, Daily Application. It consists of 3 parts. During this lesson we shall discuss the following subjects: need for daily application, the word I am, how to give efficient decrees, length of the decree sessions, use of the violet flame, the power of the silence, studying, the beneficial radiation of the weekly cycle, helpful I am statements, and mighty helpful statements of Ascended Master Jesus. So we shall start with the need for daily application. Why is there a need for daily application? The beloved Ascended Master Jesus answered that question. In recalling his mission 2,000 years ago, he said to the students of the Bridge to Freedom, I never went forth to serve until I had first anchored my consciousness in the feeling and presence of God. Only when I had contemplated God and firmly established my unshakable faith, that indestructible fortress of God's power and omnipresence, would I endeavor to convey that consciousness of God's goodness through words and works to my fellow men. Now I ask you, if a being with the spiritual development of Jesus had to do application on a daily basis, should this not apply to us also? Daily application shields us from the various negative influences that surround us. We live in a psychic realm, a realm filled with negative thought forms of the ages. These negative forces attempt to influence our spiritual development. Therefore, daily application is an absolute necessity to the fulfillment of our divine plan. As part of Lesson 4, we already talked about the chart of the I Am Presence. We learned that beloved Jesus considered the chart of the I Am Presence as the most important knowledge given since his ministry ended 2,000 years ago. As part of Lesson 4, we became familiar with the concept of the I Am Presence, the protective pillar of light, the transmuting violet flame, all necessary for making our ascension. Today we shall complete the subject of daily application by adding the topics of decreeing, contemplation, and the law of forgiveness. By contemplation we mean becoming still and filling our hearts with joy and gratitude for God's blessings. Daily application results in additional blessings. As we decree for perfection for ourselves and for all mankind, and purify our 4 lower bodies with a violet fire and take control of thoughts and feelings, such purification makes us conductors, which enables the heavenly host to pour their radiation to the earth through us. That radiation then pours out through the atmosphere and touches and helps purify every person's 4 lower bodies. Next, let me explain the word I am. The word I am is the creative word of the universe. The word I am, as used in the English language today, as the highest vibration of any word, used by all God beings everywhere for that purpose, not just on earth. The word I am is God's very own, most sacred and holy name, so says Moses long ago. Jesus learned the power of the creative word I am and used it, enjoying the buoyant, uplifting feeling of the constructive use of any statement preceded by the words I am. For example, he used the statement, I am the resurrection and the life of perfection. When a call is made using the word I am, this is a signal to intelligent life to create. Life which is intelligent will obey you. The call compels the answer. It always has. Since the word I am is a creative word of the universe, it should always be followed by a constructive statement and not by a negative statement such as I am sick or I am distressed. Now we learn how to give efficient decrees. The Bible says, "Thou shalt decree a thing, and it shall be established unto thee." Invoking the powers of God has been practiced on earth ever since the time when the holy innocents, which means the first inhabitants of the earth, first accepted the hospitality of the planet. After the so-called fall of man, much of this power of invocation was misused. Therefore, the learning of the science of invocation is essential to redeem personal and planetary karma in this hour of world crisis. The basis of any decree pattern is repetition. This is based on the fact that we have misused in many prior embodiments so much energy through the spoken word and charged that into the mental, emotional and etheric bodies. Hence, we have solidified qualities of a negative and destructive nature within them. Now, to requalify the energy in these bodies and the physical body, we have to release the type of energy which will blaze into them. One affirmation alone from your lips is not going to shatter and transmute those patterns built throughout the ages. We must shatter those patterns which we have set up through the use of the spoken word. We must use repetitive decrees with a positive radiation, which will act like a battering ram, opening the gate for the perfect pattern of the future. The efficacy of a decree is determined by both of the following criteria. First, by the clarity of the picture that is held in the mental body. This mental thought form must be held unwaveringly and steady in order to have the decree manifest. And second, by the amount of feeling and conviction that is released by the chela. Without positive feeling and conviction, the decree cannot manifest. There can be no doubt in the feelings about the results of a decree. How should a decree be given? Typically, a decree given mentally, which means silently, is not as effective as a decree that is spoken. However, a decree given silently that is charged with a positive confidence and feeling of God, power Almighty, is more powerful than a loud shout where there is no confirmation in the feelings. The volume of the sound release is not as important as the quality of the sound. It should be remembered, however, that while decrees may be given silently or aloud, they should never be whispered. What brings the decree its power? It is the ability of the student to visualize the decree. This forms more than 80% of the power in the decree. That means you cannot give the decree so fast that you cannot visualize it. The interest of the student must be behind the decree, and his energy must be positive and controlled if he is to have results of a positive nature. So then, to materialize a decree, we need feeling, conviction, and visualization. This concludes Lesson 12, Part 1. I sincerely hope you enjoyed it, and hope we will all meet soon again for part 2 of the lesson.